What's going on, y'all? I'm Iconic Todd. Don't ask me why. I'm coming at y'all with another video. Before we get into this video, man, I just want to make sure y'all hit that sub button, hit that like button, and comment down below. Y'all know we go crazy in the comments, and we almost at 3K, man. So we're going to keep grinding. I appreciate the love. Now let's get into this video, man. Today I'm going to tell y'all 5 reasons why the Chicago Bulls will make the playoffs next season. The last playoff run the Chicago Bulls had came in 2017 when, yes, Dwayne Wade, Jimmy Butler, and Rajon Rondo were the stars of the team. Those were strange times. They got bounced in the first round after they blew a 2-0 lead against Boston. Fast forward to 2021, the Bulls are in prime position to make some moves to make the playoffs next season. Now, it's obvious reason number 1 is going to be Zach LaVine. I mean, Zach LaVine is a top 5 shooting guard, not just in the East, but across the entire NBA. Last year, he averaged 27, 5, and 5, shooting 50% from the field, a very impressive 42% from three-point range, and 85% from the free throw line. These were all career highs. At the age of 26, he's going into his age 26 season. I believe that Zach LaVine will take that final step in being that leader that the Bulls have desperately needed for like the last 5 years. The second reason that the Chicago Bulls will make the playoffs next season is going to be because of the full season of Nikola Vucevic. Now, when Nikola Vucevic got traded to the Chicago Bulls last season, he had already played 44 games with Orlando, averaging 24 and 12, shooting 40% from three-point range. This made it almost impossible for him to have that big of an impact on the Chicago Bulls, being that he was already 44 games in, so he only spent 26 more games with the Chicago Bulls. Now, being that he's a legit 7-footer, this adds some very much needed paint presence for the Chicago Bulls. Although Wendell Carter Jr. will be missed, by trading away Otto Porter, who seemed to always be hurt, never available, and extremely overpaid, being paid $28 million, having a guy like Al-Farouq Aminu, who's usually always available, a versatile defender, and can even stretch the floor, should make the Chicago Bulls that much better and their chances higher in even making the playoffs. Not only that, Nikola Vucevic and Zach LaVine have shown that they can play pretty well together and creating that perimeter player and big man dynamic duo. I think that's going to be very important this year when they have a full season together. Reason number 3. I mean, I cannot go on about how the Bulls are going to make the playoffs and not mention the effect that COVID-19 has had on just about everybody, especially the Bulls. COVID affected every player on every team. I mean, there were teams where star players just were sitting out for weeks at a time due to safety protocols. Late last season, the Chicago Bulls were pushing for the 8th seed. However, Zach LaVine, who was averaging 27 points per game at the time, ended up going into safety protocols and missed 11 straight games. During this span, the Chicago Bulls went 4-7. As he returned for the last 7 games of the season, the Bulls went 5-2. This is only one of the many examples of what happens when a star player for a team that's very dependent on that star player gets affected with COVID and they end up having to miss games. It results in teams dropping ranking and even missing the playoffs. With vaccines and an understanding, hopefully, players will no longer miss games due to COVID-19 and we can continue to try to have a regular season. Reason number 4 has to be the development of Patrick Williams. Being that he was selected number 4 overall pick last year, it was a bit of a head scratcher being that he didn't start any games in college. However, despite not making any all-rookie teams, Williams showed much promise. Williams shot 48% from the field and 39% from 3, which was very impressive, while also showing a lot of defensive potential. That being said, the Bulls are always in the market for a 3-and-D guy, and I think they might have just found that guy in Patrick Williams. Also, with the departure of Otto Porter, it's expected that Patrick Williams will not only get more opportunity, but his usage to go up, which will help in his growth and development as a player. Finally, the last reason number 5, I believe the Chicago Bulls will make the NBA playoffs, is I believe that they will make a move for a star point guard. Although Kobe White and Thomas Satoransky are solid, in this league, you have to be more than a solid point guard if you plan on even competing for a championship. With that being said, one guy I think the Chicago Bulls will target is Ben Simmons. Being that Ben Simmons is coming off a very rough series and is probably the most hated man across the entire NBA, his trade value is somewhat at an awkward place. It does make it feasible to trade for Ben Simmons. I think a good trade that will happen for Simmons will be Ben Simmons, George Hill, and Paul Reed for Lauri Markkanen via a sign and trade, Thaddeus Young, and both Satoransky and Kobe White. It's a little risky, but it's a necessary risk to get a guy who's only 24, 25, an elite defender, 6'10" with a handle, and literally a jump shot away from being one of the top players in the NBA. With those 5 reasons, I think the Chicago Bulls will be a top 6 seed in the East, and I think that a lot of people are in for a shock when they see how far the Bulls have come from that 2017 strange times D-Wade, Jimmy Butler, and Rajon Rondo Big 3, if you even want to call it that. But listen, comment down below what y'all think, man. I think my Bulls will make the playoffs, top 6 seed. I'm really confident in that. Comment down below if you think they will, if you think they don't, and what moves you think they need to do in order to make the playoffs. I'm Iconic Ty. Don't ask me why, please. And I'm out.